Hey guys, it's me T coming at you with another video for today. Thank you so much for stopping in and seeing what's up. Happy I think it's a super moon. Happy full moon. I'm like it's like it's already been so surprising is what I want to say. Yeah, like so many different like things. Well, first of all, it's been kicking my ass. Actually, let's not even lie about that. It's been kicking my ass in terms of like I've been having to really fall asleep a lot for some reason. Like it's just been really. This shirt is like sticking to me. It's sticking to me. Um, all right, I reconnected. So back at it. So I just wanted to let you know that basically, I have a problem with my head being chopped off here. So hold on one second. Let me just see if I can adjust that because I feel like I'm bending. Oh, really? I can do. Oh, that was super fun. I didn't know I could do that. Zoom in and out. Yes. See, it's super surprising. This full moon, I'm telling you, it's super surprising. I got up from my nap before, and my mom was like, "You have to look outside. The moon is so cool." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that like it was gonna show like that." And so I go outside, but it happened right after like I had made a connection in my room, in terms of like a powerful one, like one having to do with water. And so she's like, go put it out go put it out like under the moon because I'm like known in my family for making like moon water, right? And so I was like, oh, and I like forgot to do that too. And so we were like, all right, cool. So I'm making really like, well, the moon is really making awesome, what's it called? Moon water for me. So thank you, moon. But yeah, everything's been so super like surprising, like discoveries in a sense. Like it's so interesting. So, say I've been kicking my ass. It's been kind of it's been a little irritating, okay? And also like a little exhausting on the believing level. I'm not even gonna lie to you about that. Like if you're trying to manifest shit and you're just like you're trying to stay on your A game with the believing thing, it's been a little like and I don't know if that has anything to do with the Aquarius season. I have a feeling it does because I've been shown like little signs here and there. But now that we're coming out of Aquarius season into Pisces, I feel like for at least us Capricorns, I don't know for anybody else, and possibly even like water signs, it's going to be a lot easier because this Aquarius is an air sign, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Even though you would think an Aquarius is a water sign, right? Because it has like the water coming out, like the zodiac sign is like a girl pouring out the water, but it's an air sign, and sometimes like air can really like not fuck with me, but like because I'm more of a feeling person, but air is like it's a little challenging, right? So, because I'm more of a heart person. It's like, can we get a heart zodiac? That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like where are those at? But those are probably like invisible, right? And on the invisible front level. Um, so today I'm going to pull out one, two, three, four cards. Okay, four cards, which I like, and possibly even more. The first one is a dream oracle card deck, and it's one to believe in. Do I show the bottom of the deck? Okay, so it's funny. I was shuffling just like whatever, like not even putting any intention into it, just kind of shuffling to shuffle. And look, I stopped, and look at that. It stopped on Moonstone, which is the moon. Crazy, right? Mystery and intuition. So it's like, hello. And then I stopped, and then I was like, okay, so I was asking the A team, should I reshuffle this deck? And they're like, no, you already shuffled. And I was like, okay, so that's obviously a confirmation that the right card at the top of this deck, in terms of one thing to believe in, is accurate, okay? So, oh my gosh, super accurate, because guess what? All right, so at the top of this deck, the first one to begin with is Violet, spirituality, wisdom, and humility. And it's crazy because today, in terms of Feng Shui, we're talking about the area of knowledge and spirituality along with self-love, right? So this is super big, right? So I just feel like there's a lot going on in the chakra system, spirituality, wisdom, humility. They want me to read the book. So I'm going to really go into it because I, personally speaking, I need like all the support that I can get lately. Oh my God, freaked out because I thought something was on my leg. What was I going to say? Yeah, so thank you, God, for the book in these cases for me to kind of play off of because sometimes it's cray. All right, that's all I gotta say. So, spirituality, wisdom, and humility. It says this card is here to remind you of the wisdom of Shin. Violet represents the blending of the red root and blue third eye chakras. Oh, I never saw it that way. That is so good. So root is like the, and there's been a lot of root stuff going on. So root and then blue is third eye. Interesting. I always think of this as blue, and then third eye is like that indigo blue, which is like indigo violet, I guess, like right in between. And then this would be like the crown chakra would be like completely like purple to me. That's how I depict it. But so anyhow, moving on. I mean, no one's wrong. Like it all kind of is connected anyway, right? So red and blue. Okay, cool. Third eye chakras. Or in this case, I would say red root and blue as the throat chakra. I don't know if that also could be like a whatever. It could be like a typo, but I'm thinking that's what I'm more so feeling even. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling with it. And of course, like the violet is like the third eye chakra to me, and that's what the card is all about. All right, maybe I'll show it to you while I'm reading. Which suggests that a balance of passion and calm is needed right now, dude. That balance is crazy. That's all I have to say. That is a crazy balance. And that's exactly spot on. So thank you, God, for this book and explaining that because I couldn't have done it any better. That is exactly what's going on. It's like you're balancing passion and calmness, and yet you're trying to passionately like fulfill dreams, and it's just like, whoa, like there's a lot going on. This card has come to help you keep balanced, to help you keep a balanced perspective with respect to practical and spiritual aspects of life. Yes, sirree. Yes, three, Bob. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, that has been on us. Yo, that's crazy. That has been, that number 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4 has been totally prominent in terms of lately. Okay. Additional meanings: Archangel Sandalphon, Jeremiah, Michael, Raziel are associated with this symbol. It would be benefit for you to study and meditate on spiritual laws and beliefs. Wear or focus on the color violet if you're feeling depressed, socially isolated, or blocked. Wow, that's crazy cool. Place violet items by your bed to stimulate dream activity. Absolutely. This is so, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So basically, I just feel like just keep balance because you're completely connected. Also, this is being depicted as white, right? The chakras, like they didn't do the colors here. And I feel like because this moon is really doing a good job in, I mean, we were getting that yesterday, right? For the divine masculine, it's like there's purification going on. And that's why it's depicted, I think, as white. But also, obviously, to make the purple pop out more. But just know that, you know, today is the day where you really do. Oh my gosh, I was going to make some tea before I actually sat here, but that was the tea that I was going to make was Serenity tea. Serenity has been a huge theme too, and I have a theme. Actually, I'm going to promote one of my friends' teas, which is because we're talking about calmness. So my friend at Soul Excelsior, Gabriela Flores, she has her own teas that she sells. And that's something that I was going to combine is Serenity, a Serenity tea that I have, along with her tea, which is called Calmate tea. So, and hers is actually pretty powerful. So the whole thing is even just her tea would be highly recommended around this time. It's awesome. what was I going to say? So it's gonna calm you down and absolutely rebalance you because she is a Libra, and Libras are, known for balance. So it's kind of like perfect in terms of who created it. Um, what else did I want to say about this? Yeah, she's just amazing, and she's also been helping so many through this, like through these moon energies, but even before that. So God bless Gabriela Flores. That's all I gotta say. And Sol Excelsior. Okay, that's exactly what's going on here. And and actually, it's funny because Libras, they what is it called? They rule the third eye, or the crown chakra rather. So it's either or. I mean, because again, they're like right in the middle. So it's third eye and the crown chakra. People call it the same thing. I don't think it's the same thing, but it could be the same thing, right? It's like that midway too. So it's like, again, everything's all connected. So you can't really be wrong. Spirituality, wisdom, and humility. Humility has been something hugely that's popping up lately, like in terms of vulnerability and humility, in terms of being like becoming really humble to this moon, these moon energies. It's like when the moon says calm the fuck down or lay yourself down to rest, it means it. Like it's not messing around. So it's kind of like you're gonna have to kind of just be a little bit of a like, and it's funny because it's like you're filled with this passion, so it's like you want to go, you want to do stuff, you want to get stuff done, and you want to just you're just like you're like on a roll with shit, but then it's all of a sudden it's like out of the blue you're just like, yo, I gotta take a nap. Like it's crazy. It's like it's so nuts. I've never, like, I haven't experienced something like that in a long time where it's like so yin to the so yang, right? Um so yeah, so that's just like it's been a little bit of a wild ride, but also, how did I want to say it? Like when it comes to dreaming and manifesting, I was thinking about it before, and I was like, okay, so there's so many energies that are pulling you this way and pulling you that way in terms of its extremes. But then when it comes down to like dreaming about like what you want to fulfill for yourself, literally it comes down to you. It's kind of like being on this roller coaster ride of life, and like you're about to like go downhill, but it's like you don't even have the like you're and inside you're really an actually like an adventurous person, that you're just like, yeah, you're super willing to see like the entire ride for what it is, and actually be very like open to the joyous ride that it is. So it's like the joy ride is like you're excited about it usually, but this time around I feel like it's like you've been on such a joyride prior to this full moon that you're kind of exhausted, and you're kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna put out my wishes, but I can't even look anymore. Like I'm freaked the fuck out. Like I just can't even. I can't even look to see like if it's gonna come through, because it's kind of like it's kind of like I don't it's kind of like giving gas and not knowing where the fuck you're going, and you're just like, like I don't even know. It's just, or like again, you're on the roller coaster ride and you're dropping and you can't look, or else you're gonna fucking hurl. Like that's just like one of those things. Like that's how I feel like life has been for me lately. So maybe that's the way that it's been for you, where it's like you just can't look. Like you don't have it in you to be brave enough to look anymore. You're just like, listen, I'm doing what I need to do, like in terms of intuitively, but I'm like, this is like awfully a little too much. Like that's all I gotta say. But even so, we love the moon, and we gotta do what we gotta do, right? So it's like, just show the fuck up and do what you gotta do. All right, so 18, and also calling upon Michael Angelo as the artiste that is now in spirit. I now call upon, you guys to please show us, to please place, rather. And thank you for placing two of the highest and best yin and yang cards at the top of this deck that clearly describe the energies of today, of which are native, authentic, and natural, as well as the universes and how they're being applied to our knowledge and spirituality corner of our lives. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now? Wow, that was legit. Okay. So, by the way, these are healing cards. So, all I gotta say is these are cards that are going to make you... The messages are going to be purely healing, but also purely like like faith reviving. Okay, the revival was a huge word today that I was taught. Okay, by Gabriela Flores, because we had a really great conversation. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, and so long story short, I just wanted to let you know that this is basically a healing. So a reviving in your a revival in your faith, but also your healing of any sort that you need. So God bless that. On a yin level, so it's like quiet, isolated, even quiet inner level. Okay, we have the chariot, which is the number 5 6. Oh shit, that's crazy. So it's the seventh card in the tarot. I didn't even realize that. And seven has been a huge number. So seven is that lightning strike. There's fucking quick change coming in. Okay, and again, I mean, I kind of noticed it when I woke up out of my nap, and all of a sudden, like one thing would happen, and it'd be like, look here, and then it'd be like a really good thing, and it's like another thing would happen, and like, look here, and you're just like, oh my God, like these are really super miracles. Like they're small, but they're very large and in charge. Now, what's really interesting here is that, and I love the chariot card. So this is also a very much so moon card because of the fact that, and having a lot to do with the moon because it's Cancer, and Cancer, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Cancer is ruled by the moon, or it's the moon. Yeah, so it just like, thank you. So basically, that's basically what it is. It's like the moon is out, and also I want to say Cancer rules the moon. If that's not, yeah, if that, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Yeah, it makes sense to me, so hopefully it makes sense to you. So, and it being the seven card, so there's so much going on here. It's like quick, fast movement. You're definitely going in the direction, you're like moving forward no matter what the fuck you're feeling. So it's just like all of this emotion is just whatever you may be feeling. I was even thinking, I was like, I may just end up like crying midway in this video because I just feel like something needs to come up where I need to detach from it, and I need to like grow out of and expand out of, in a sense. So if I do, it's just gonna come out because I don't even care anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things you have to allow yourself to feel touched, right? So with this card, it's like I feel as though something's coming on very strong, very quickly. When I say something's coming on very strong, that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I'm hearing. There's definite dualities, like I was saying before, is the dualities of black and white. Like you're being pulled in one direction and then you're being pulled in another, and you're just trying. And the whole thing is, this is probably why the believing card is this violet card, is basically as you're being pulled from one direction to another, it's like just stay centered and connected to, with your crown chakra, right? Which is also the symbol for like royalty and loyalty to yourself, right? Which is kind of like and by royalty and loyalty to yourself, it's like use the wisdom that you have within you, within your mind, within your third eye, and within your heart, to basically get you through and to exactly where you want to go. All right. So this guy has like a complete vision. He's like moving forward, and he's not giving a fuck about what anybody else says, because he feels very like, look at him. He's very like muscular and confident, and he's like, yes, that's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So not that you need to be muscular and confident, but I'm just saying you're using those muscles, okay, of like confident and of like your will, to just go. So I just feel like this moon is bringing about very quick and swift changes. You may not even see them coming. They're all going to be super, like, I feel like it's a super moon bringing super surprises. So this is just somebody that I just, and it's emotional. So it's definitely like, it's definitely something that's going to bring up a lot of emotions, but not in a bad way. It's kind of like something maybe that you've even been waiting for so long, and you're just like, okay, when? You know what I'm saying? What I'm also getting is to look at the blue in the background. Okay, here's what I'm getting. Two things. this is like kind of behind him. It's like a four of wands, right? So to me, I feel like this could even depict like quick marriage and quick like settlement of sort, right? So like something like really settled, like foundationally. Also, very much so like dreamy factor. Like if you were dreaming about something, it could the dreams are just dropping. You know what I'm saying? They're manifesting physically very quickly because this drape is made out of stars, so it's like whatever you believed in is now coming like down into your physical world, right? Also, so that's one thing. Second thing is behind here, it's clear blue skies, okay? And for me, right away, I just like know that this is your ancestors that are actually working to balance. I feel okay, so this is what like when you're being pulled in direction. So going into feng shui, if you take a look on one side of the wall where the past and the family aspect of life is, it consists of, so in the middle you have the family aspect of life, which is the past, ancestors, what I like to call soul fam and angels, right? And then right next to it is if you're like actually against the wall, let's say, right next to it on the just kind of like the wall behind me. That's exactly the wall that I'm talking about. So in behind me is my knowledge and spirituality corner, which it would be on the right side of the wall, and on the left side of the wall is the wealth and power corner, right? So long story short, it's like I feel as though this blue is depicting your ancestral kind of like lineage that's actually helping you to move forward and make these moves for yourself in terms of having these dreams kind of materialize in the physical realm. Okay, so what they're doing, as I'm saying, like the black and white, like you're being pulled in all different directions, especially in believing. Like there's a lot of doubt coming up, and it's like, yo, just stick with don't side with your insecurities, just stick with your secure believings, and just like curse out the doubts. Like you're gonna just have to do that. And that's what I was kind of like talking to Gabby about today, and it's just so super interesting how it all works out. But it's like it's at the point where you can't even do it anymore. It's really interesting because I feel like we've all come such a long way with fucking up our doubts, and it's like it's actually become very exhausting at this point, right? So it's kind of like you need the ancestral help, and they're very much so involved in terms of you reaping the rewards of what you've already done and will continue to be doing. Okay, so it's just like hang in there, because what they're doing is, just as I was talking about Libra, your ancestors are balancing your knowledge and spirituality, which is wisdom, humility, chakras. Interesting that the chakras came up. Remember the purity that I was talking about? They're rebalancing. They're balancing and rebalancing this along with the other side, which is your wealth, power, and what I like to call empowerment. Right. So it's like you're being juggled. They're helping you juggle both. If you feel like you're being taken to one side and then the other, and then back and forth, like playing that game of back and forth. Not that there was a game of back and forth, but fucking, it seems like it. You're playing like this game of life that's like very, very like, it's going to be one way 1 minute and then another way 1 minute. And it's like, yo, center. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, card, for showing up, because it's telling you to just center yourself in terms of, as much as possible, just stay kind of calm and cool, collected, and because there's just a lot of light coming through. Okay, also why there's a lot of white there. And a lot of just like new energies that you've yet to deal with, what did I want to say? Yeah, it's like, this is what I've been sensing, is that there's a lot of ancestralness, or like soul fam or angels. Like, I mean, they're in every area of your life, but especially today in your knowledge and spirituality and self-love and self-help. They are so there today. They're like very much so apparent. So it's kind of like, and they're really making things move on a very quick level for you, because I just feel like for so long you've been waiting on that, you've been giving life this very much so like patience that it's needed, and it took a very long time, and you were in the zone of this patienceness, and you were like, okay, when, and then now it's like, yo, green lights are fucking happening, and that's basically what they're doing, so that you can kind of make swift movements and in the right direction, but also to make it very clean cut for yourself, right? Black and white. There's no gray area. It's like yes or no. You're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. You know, it's like one of the. It's like either or. So they're really. So in a sense, this guy could actually be you, or it could be, you know, your ancestors that are just moving you forward in the direction that you really need to go into. It's huge on a very small level. On a yin level, that's super huge, because it's like we need that support so fucking badly today. That's all I gotta say, guys. And it's just, it's nuts. So I'm super grateful. Talk about this guy. He has a crown on his head. So imagine we're talking about the violet and you know, the crown chakra, and so he's like literally lit up like golden with a golden crown. So it's like he's like they just, there's just so much support there. Also, the theme of glowing up like has been happening today. So I want to say the stars, there's the stars in this card, you may not see it, but they're kind of glowing, okay? Like maybe in like my world, they're glowing. But so it's kind of like when you think of your, like any type of believing that you do is glowing no matter what the strength of it is, okay? And just like, I think it was like a Jesus quote. Not that I don't, like, I respect Jesus and all these ascended masters, but I'm actually not good at religion at all. But I love the quote that he had. Is like, you only need a little mustard seed of faith to actually get you through. And sometimes I feel like, you know, today it's like I wanted my faith to be of such perfection, and I realized that like this, here's how I was back and forth. Oh, thank you for the 2727. Okay. So it's funny, we're talking about glowing, and 27 is enlightenment. So, and absolutely something that you want to bring to knowledge and spirituality, right? So here's what I was fighting with today. Do I go into it? Yeah, they're telling me to go into it. What I was fighting with today was my problem with trying to be on my A game all the time, okay? And by that, I mean, I really wanted something to pan out, and I wanted to be on my highest and best believing, but I knew I really wasn't. That, like, the truth of the matter is I don't have the energy for that, right? However, I was so back and forth with this black and white, right? In terms of the doubts and back and forth, and I was trying so hard to fight it, to kind of like, you know, it's like these horses that they're gonna do their motherfucking thing, and you're just trying to rein, you know what I'm saying? You're just trying to like control them, but the thing is, they're free spirits, so it's like, and that's how like your thoughts have been, like they're very free spirits. They're gonna be all over the fucking place, but you're gonna try to be like in full on control of, we're going this way, we're going to think like this. And so it was like you were just trying to control these two different, you know, horses that have these two different personalities. And so long story short, it's kind of like you're wrestling with the belief. But then when I was talking to Gabs, I was like saying to her how, you know, I'm just scared that if I know, like, all you need is a small, like, mustard seed of believing for something to come into fruition. But I said, I'm scared that even that one little smidgen of mustard seed of believing is not going to be good enough for what I need it to be for right now. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I felt like I was, like, at 75% of my believing, and I wasn't at a full 100%, which is what I actually would love to be all the time. But the whole thing is, like, I was going back and forth to try to, like, self-soothe myself to be like, okay, T, like, in my mind, I'd be like, okay, T, like, you got this. Even if you're at 75%, that's still enough for the GOD to work with, right? But then I'd be like, but what if it doesn't happen? And because of the 25% or whatever, that like I haven't like really showed up on my A game, for the God, who absolutely deserves the fucking divine perfection that he fucking, all that he can get because he does so much for us, right? So for me, I was like going back and forth, and I just like I was driven a little fucking nuts. I had to like meditate more often than I usually do. I had to take a nap because I had to like literally put myself out to be like, I can't like turn it off. You know what I'm saying? It's very aqua, very like mental, and there was a lot being wrestled with today. And so what I want to say is thank you, God, for the aspect that it's nighttime, and that it's like, around nighttime it's like things are more calm. Usually during the day the sun's out, it's fiery, that passion. So again, there was so much passion of like this back and forth, and it wasn't cute. Like it really wasn't cute for me, because I like to keep cool, calm, and collected. But it's because of the fact that majority of the time, if you can keep cool, calm, and collected, you will able to literally manage these horses better. That when you do come upon these types of times where it's like too mental, where you can't really center, like you're connected, but it's hard for you to center because you're kind of all over the place. And of course you're giving it over to the God and to the ancestors and to the angels. Like I was doing that entirely, but I was like, I'm needing to breathe. I need to do like so many things on an invisible level, but also physical level. It was just a lot, So the whole thing is, it's like, that's why you keep majority of the time in habit of meditating and trying to keep, with the cool, calm, and collectedness, because of the fact that there will be times like this that have you juggling the shit out of yourself, and you need to make sure that you're at your highest and best of whatever that is. It's not going to be 100%, but it's like, use the highest and best energy of what you have towards it to kind of wrangle in, is what I want to say, not rain, but wrangle in and harness as much of that believing energy as you possibly can, because even the God, your creator, your source, knows, and the universe knows that you're doing the best that you can in terms of wrestling with these energies, and you're asking them for help, and you're turning to cards, you're like literally coming up with whatever you possibly can to kind of sell yourself into this calm and relaxing, knowing that everything's okay, you're going in the right direction, and what you're doing is enough. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. It's like today I didn't feel like I was enough, in terms of like helping out the A team and the Grandmaster G, like in terms of having my prayers answered. Like I felt like I wasn't at my enough game. I wasn't doing enough, and it was a fucking shit show. That's basically what it is. But this card, I'm glad that it came out, because it really goes to show you that there's help on the way, okay? And that's basically, they're like, there's help coming in to help you, and it's going to be in a very surprising like manner, also very direct and concrete. And this person is going to be stronger than you, I want to say, in certain areas of your life, that will literally balance you out, and will be able to kind of like also kind of be by your side in terms of like how to wrangle these energies in, because I feel like one person can only do it for so long, and it's like now here comes another person that's actually going to show up and help you, kind of like, oh, you got two horses, nice, I'll take one, you take the other, perfect. Like that type of thing. It's like you've been fucking riding these two horses for the longest motherfucking time, and you're just like, bro, like enough, So that's basically what's happening there. You have another person coming in to really help you out with that. And I want to say, like, on all fronts, like emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, psychically, wisdomly, and humility, right? And with a lot of fucking humor, by the way, guys. Like, I'm just praying for that for everybody, because may somebody hilarious be coming into your life. The motorcycle was confirmation of that, to help you kind of navigate your way through life on a more lighter level, because it's just, when it's you, yourself, and you, I mean, it can get a little too fucking serious sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, let a bitch in, you know? When they arrive, let a bitch in. Oh, I think this is, yo, this is so cool. I'm so excited. All right, so this is, yo, we needed this reading today. That's all I gotta say. So we have the, this is amazing. We have the Chariot, okay, that came out. One of my really like all-star cards. I love that Chariot. But guess what? It's motherfucking Lover's card. I'm super excited. So this is the six of this is the number 6 card in the tarot. It actually doesn't look like the Lover's card for some reason. I don't know. I'd have to like sit here and like kind of look at this for a little bit, but it's interesting. It's like a lot of DNA happening, like emergence together. It's kind of like, oh, I see what's going on there. Hold on one second. Let me just see. Oh, this is interesting. Wow, this is, okay, so here's what I'm getting. Oh my god, so cool. It's actually not bad at all. All right. So I never understood like how it was depicted, but here's how I'm getting it right here, right now. This is the God, right? He's in charge of, you know, I want to say like DNA strands, and he's like in charge of, you know, like growing trees. So there's like, you know, he's in charge of growth. Okay. Now, here are the lovers. I feel like earthly lovers. One's reaching for him because they both have connection to the God, right? They were created by him. They believe in him. That type of thing. So they're both kind of like, so this is on a yang level, right? They're both reaching for him today. Okay. And basically also it could be for the same intentions as well. And then you have, again, the ancestors show up where it's like this could either be Cupid or the ancestors or whatever you want to call it, but they're also looking down upon this entire scenario to be like, you know what? We're here too. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's super, and talk about balance, right? The 6, it takes the 3 and the 3, which is like creativity, expansion, past, present, and future coming together. What else? The 3 is, it's like unity between, you know, when you think of a heart, right? There's kind of like three portions to a heart. There's like, that was weird. There's 3 portions to a heart. There's like that one bubble at the top, then another bubble at the top, and then they meet at the point, where it's like, you know, the unity, which is, to me, it's like that point of the heart is like the God, and then the 2 bubbles would be one side of the heart is this guy, one side of the heart is this guy, even though I'm like the type of relationship that we're going after in terms of balance would be like wholeheartedness, right? So you have a yin yang heart that's fully, wholesomely total and complete, out of her and out of him, and that's a power couple. Okay, so that's the type of love that I'll always kind of be promoting, okay, and not the type of love like you're the yin to my yang. Like, no, fuck that, dude. You're the yin yang to my yin yang. That's how it's gonna be, because it's like that's where the happiness factor is, right? And the balance becomes where you are the yin yang to each other. Like, whatever you need, the other person's got you. Like, that type of thing. Like, wherever your weaknesses are at, that's where the other person's, you know, strengths come in. But nevertheless, you're still wholesome in your heart. Doesn't mean that you're, it's like kind of like you've owned all of yourself before this person came in, so that you know what your weaknesses are and you know what you clearly need help with. And the other person too knows their strengths and weaknesses and is not afraid to say it, and yet they discuss it, they talk about it, they show up for each other in terms of their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? So so on a big level, this is so beautiful, is that, you know, with the 2 3s that make up the 6, there is a balance happening in terms of ourselves. Like, we're just getting readjusted, like I said, to this divine purity light coming in, and it could be the moon's light, you know, that's sending in, I mean, it really is the moon's light that's sending in this purity light filled energy to purify us, but also It's the aspect of, what else did I want to add there? It's also being like balanced, like coming together in terms of unity, type of a godsend type of way, where it's like these people, now that they've kind of come together in terms of teamwork, going, reaching out to, you see how they're reaching, they're both doing reaching. It's not like this bitch is like, you do the reaching. Like, no, they're both doing the reaching to the God. It's like, we fucking need you, okay? And so the God is like, let me see what he's saying. He's like, okay, like, reach for me, like, grab me wherever the fuck, just reach for me. That's the important part, right? Like, that's what it is. So, so he's, and because it's interesting, because he's grounded and he's wrapped around a tree, so that's nature. It's like him, it's the God and nature working together to kind of really help support you both in terms of whatever you guys need. And literally and do you see like his face, like the ancestor's face is kind of very content with the jobs that you guys have been doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like what I see here is like two little kids really needing help from a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just like really, and whether that be the case, like whether you're like a parent and you're being called on because your kid needs you or something like that, like maybe that's going to go on today. So, that type of thing. It's just like you're just, the God is standing ground for you. That's basically what it is. You're doing the best you can. You're being, talk about humility. They're in their purity essence. Like, they're naked. They're like, we don't know what else to do. We've done it all. You know what I'm saying? We're stripped at this point of like, it's kind of like the giving tree. Oh shit, that was so good, A-Team. So it's like the giving tree. You know the story about the giving tree? It's like like, not that these people are taking, because I don't sense that, if you resonate with me, you are not one of them. But it's it's talking about like these two people are turning to the giving tree, which is represented by the God, your creator, the source, universe. And they're basically saying like, listen, we believe in you. We believe in what you can do. We believe in your magic. And we just need some of that because we kind of feel like we ran out, even though they were always connected. It's just like, I feel like at this point, they're very much so like in need of love, in need of the divine love, whatever that divine love means, which is like romantic relationship, the divine love of the God and source. It's like they're fiending for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just something that it's like they can't really do this life without each other. Like I said, it's like you're going from you're in control of your own fucking two horses, and then somebody else coming in. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that's cool. Somebody else coming in, helping you to kind of like, take over one of these horses, because it's kind of like you just can't do this anymore by yourself. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. They're in need of like the divine love that they're missing, whatever that may be for you. Only you know that, which is interesting too. Both of these cards okay, let's put it this way. They have the 5 in them, which also means change. So this is, what is it? The 7th card, which is like quick change. And then 5 plus 1 is 6, but they both have 5 in it. So that to me is like also a very positive change. And they're both in this green type of border, which is healing. There's a healing that's taking place. And whether it took place earlier today, in terms of like, that's why we went through this fucking chaos, okay, of these wild ass fucking horses, that like were just super like free spirited and all over the place. And they were like little kids, like talking about little kid energy. That's exactly what it was. It was like you wish you had a farm, because of the fact that it's like these horses were all over the fucking place and they just wanted to go free. They just like wanted to like go, rule their own freaking, land in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that it can't happen. They're absolutely ready to roam free, but it's like the environment that they're in right now is not allowing them to roam as free as possible. Okay. That's a super big message that I had to share with you on that, because that didn't come from me, okay? I can tell you that right now. That was all the A-Team. I mean, it usually is, right? But But that one I had no intention of that coming out of me. That's how you know. You be streaming the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And again, spirit is very much so prominent today in terms of like it's at the forefront. Like look how close. Look how close this angel is to both of these people. I mean, he just came out. He was like, "Yo, this is gonna take some angel work. This is gonna take some God work. It's like everybody's here to fucking save the day in terms of, you know, feeding you the love that that you need." And absolutely, like I feel like today was like this was like the first portion of the day, like maybe during the day, and this is so much the night. Like that's what I feel. Like this is so much how the conclusion of the night is gonna end. So huge fucking kudos to the universe for that. That's all I gotta say. Oh my god, I'm so grateful that both of those cards came out, along with how everything's connecting. I mean, there's super flow here, along with the super moon. Beautiful. What I also wanted to say was make sure you're on your A game with water lately. I don't know why. And I don't know if this is just because there's just so much of that passion and calmness, and you know, there's just like there's these wild energies going on that are like, you know, like I said, the two horses, like one's calm and one's super wild, and you're just like, and they're both free spirits. You know what I'm saying? They're like the childlike emotions that are just like running around like cray. What I wanted to say there is make sure you're taking enough water in, because that's been a theme that like I feel like the body is like super hot, and then you gotta like kind of like cool it down with some water. Excuse me. So keep it like hydrated. You know, it's very important. Also, I feel like you can't settle into the temperature around you for some reason. Like I just feel like like things are a little chaotic on the temperature front too, which is like you don't know what to like. I don't know how I want to put this. Like you're wearing what you're wearing. You know you're liking what you're wearing, but at the same time, it's like not compatible to the temperature going on, right? So it's just kind of like things are a little like just off balance, but super like in alignment with one another, right? Like it's like these two are two different horses, but look how like they're right next to each other, right? So it's kind of like you know you're heading in the right direction, but just to wrangle these energies in, like I'm saying, like I was saying before, like it might be too hot in the house. It might then be at one point, and then might be too cold in the house at one point, and you're just like, dude, get it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're just trying to like be at your most centered happy point. Okay, so just sure, and by happy, I guess what I'm also trying to add there is make sure that you're laughing today. All right, so and I got to take that into consideration too. It's like I need complete fucking comedy show laughter after this for sure, which I never took into consideration, but you know, it's one of those things. And again, like I said, the person coming in is definitely going to help you with that. Like he's going to lighten your load in a whole bunch of different ways, he or she or whoever, because they're being divinely sent in the divine right time, along with, you know, that your angels are helping you out in terms of, you know, having you self-love yourself and having you just believe that, you know, love is always going to be here for you, even if you feel a little crazy, and even if you feel out of balance or maybe unhappy, it's still right there, okay? You just have to reach out for it. You just have to ask, right? So these are like, it's like ask and you shall receive, right? Beautiful. So, all right, long story short, I'm going to just whip out one of my self-love cards. So, A-Team, thank you so much for placing the highest and best card at the top of this deck in terms of what we need to know about our self-love today, in regards to the native, authentic, and natural energies. Oh, is that the card? Is that the card that we need to receive today? Highest and best. Wow, guys, this is crazy. Thank you, A-Team. Okay, cool. Do we talk about the bottom of the decks at all? Okay, no. All right, this is all I gotta say. So, I don't even know what to say for... Okay, Hamza is the first thing that came out. This is so fucking wild to me. Okay, so in my card deck, I have three green... no, sorry, not three. Three is coming up a lot, I guess, right? But I have 5 of these green cards that only have like symbolism on them. Okay, so like a Hamza, right? Hamza, in case you don't know what that is, it's the hand with the evil eye on it, and usually face downward or upward. It doesn't matter. For me, it's always downward. I don't know why. Maybe it's just like how, like, cause I'm Jewish, so maybe it's always just depicted that way in my, in my life, or it has been. Maybe I don't know, cause it's on a necklace or whatever. But here's the funny part. You know how I was mentioning the 3 border or the 2 borders around here that they were green? Well, a green card popped out in terms of believing in the self-love, right? Now, here's immediately what I got when I saw Hamza is like Hamza is the hand of God. And look at behind me, okay? I love that picture. That picture's for the healers, okay? They really connect with that picture. Michelangelo, that's why I have these cards too. Oh, that's why I bought these cards, because I really resonate with the artwork, or with the that art piece itself. It's the creation of Adam, right? So it's basically like if you're feeling, to me, this is how I depict it. Like, I don't know actually the story behind it. I have to go into it. But to me, it's like if you are feeling weak, you reach out, you do your best in terms of reaching out for the hand of God to help you. And so it's really interesting that it's like, here's the self-love that you've been giving yourself all day today, is that I feel like massive prayers were going in terms of like communication was clear and direct. It's interesting. I got that in one of these cards too today as I was asking for myself. So it's like clear communication was coming through. It's like the eye sees you, you know what I'm saying, in terms of all the work that you're doing. I also feel though, so there's a lot of, when I say green healing, I mean there's a lot of deep heart chakra clearing going on, which is probably why we feel a little chaotic and all over the place. So again, the lovers came up for a reason. Beautiful. Lovers, because your heart is filled with love. And so it's really just something so beautiful that came up today because of the fact that, and this is like an extra, this is so it's funny, like you might be experiencing a lull in your belief, but yet you could be doing extra work in terms of coming back from it, in terms of trying to level out the playing field, so that you're just kind of like, you're like over giving to the God, right? So today was you just like over giving yourself as much as possible. It's like the last motherfucking, like, what's it called? Not notion, but the last kind of like hurrah at it. Like, yo, I'm gonna give it the entire strength that I have left over, and I can do no more after this. Like, that's basically what it is. Like, you're gonna have to bring this sucker in, you know what I'm saying? And and it's just like, that's it, you know what I'm saying? But I feel as though, very interestingly enough, you could have been doubting this today too. It could have been one of your big things that you're doubting, right? The love of God, the love of yourself, the love of another coming through for you, like all of that shit. The love of your angels really being there. Like, you really were fucking doubting everything on a very yang level. But I feel as though this card is basically also a confirmation. Both cards are a confirmation that you did all that you could do in support of this card, and this is now coming in for you on a very grand level. So that's why I said I feel like this is like tonight's energy, where it's like, okay, you've kind of landed and you've done all that you can. You've done all of the yang energy, even though this is a yin card for today. You've done so much today on a very small scale, like in terms of the detail in your life, to bring, to acknowledge and to bring this in, to be like, yo, I need it, and I'm willing to give it all to you, right? That this is, and by you I mean God, right? Like, by you, like giving everything over, surrendering, like you're just like done, this really just does confirm that it's here, it's coming in. And I want to say, like, today into tomorrow, like, it has to happen. But also it's very interesting because we needed this heart healing happen today. We needed this heart and and hand healing. Oh, that's super cute because there is a lot of energy in our hands. Um, we needed this heart and hand healing in terms of hand holding with the God today, because today was a lot of endings that went on and they were super powerful. I mean, I'm talking about cyclical powerful endings, like karmic endings, of like a very long time. I'm talking about 10 years and more, maybe just about 10 years, okay? And so now it's kind of like 10 or 20 years actually is what I'm getting. So so long story short, it's like, what did I want to say is like that was the chaos of it, because you're really kind of trying to, like, whenever there's a transition, right? And there's an ending, it's like kind of like it's an energetic ending. It's not something easy to let go and surrender to, because you've become so used to it for so long, right? So, but the long story short here is that you have to make changes. Changes are actually here for you already. So the changes that you were kind of handling today were a little chaotic, a little extreme. They were back and forth. They were like, it was like a fucking shitstorm in your world, like a little bit, like in terms of like mentally speaking, it was a little bit of a shitstorm. But the whole thing is, it's like, it was only because you were setting up new foundations of believing, okay? Um, and like crisp, clean linen, blue, like pure new beginnings, and joyful, because there's yellow in the glow of the stars, so it's like joyful new beginnings. It's like you were laying that down alongside, like energetically, you were laying that down alongside of you going through this chaoticness, right? So again, it was like out with the old, in with the new, which is crazy because that was another freaking theme of the day today. So thank you, 18, for also bringing that into the forefront. Because I would have never thought about that on my own. So, and again, these green cards, I decided to use silver on as a star here for believing. And silver is like the moon energies to me, which is crazy because I just dealt with thing silver just earlier today. Um, so, and I was like, wow, moon, silver, it's like everything's so synchronicity. But also this kind of, this to me, silver is like basically when you're talking about spirit, it's like spirit, so spirit meaning your soul fam, your past, your ancestral lineage, or ancestors, and your past lives, along with the angels, like they were all in this with you today. They were holding your hand through it, and it was just like, it was powerful. Thank God it's over. I literally I was knocked out by it completely, like even by these energies, but I was just like knocked out in terms of the whole fucking back and forth. But here's the thing, guys. This is what I want to say, because hand holding just came to me, is that in the very near future, you're about to have somebody come into your life where you get to hold their hand for a very longevity amount of time, where it's just like, it's for the long haul, like they're here, you know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, because this could have also been one of your dreams that you've been longing for, that literally is now coming to fruition because it's settled in. You've created the, wholesome, total, and complete groundwork for yourself, in terms of like I said, these four wands being like kind of representing the four of wands, which is like marriage, new beginnings. Is like you've decided to marry your beliefs today, by getting closer to the God, even if it was a little chaotic. And that was you reaching out, you know what I'm saying? And so, long story short, it's like now you were holding the hand of God, and that was like probably why it was so chaotic, because it's like the God wanted to know that it's like, listen, I'm bringing you a blessing, but will you hold my hand too the entire time that you hold the physical hand of this other person's? And it's like, absolutely. At this point, you're damn right, you're fucking married to both, okay? And you're married to yourself. So again, it's the number three. It's like both of these people have this power of three in them now, which is settled in. Again, settling in with this four of wands energy back here. where it's like they've settled into their power of three energy, which is it's them, it's the God, and it's the other significant other that they actually need in their lives. And that's what's creating the number six, which is, you know, the balance of how both worlds are going to pan out for the best, you know? And again, that the number three also, like, let's put it this way, the number three to me is wholesomeness. Okay. And I just put that together in terms of discovering that for myself, because also today is self-discovery day as well. I may not have put that down, but that's part of it. So it's like, wow, that's crazy. A lot of creativity was being talked about today. A lot of intuition, which is what this guy is going off of. It could also be a girl, right? Guy or girl. So creativity, intuition was being talked about today, and wholesomeness is for me, now that I've discovered that through the process of speaking with you guys. It's three is creativity. It's intuition of like a whole bunch of different, you know, words, or words that begin with I. And what was I gonna say? And it's also wholesomeness. Yeah, that's crazy. I never even put that two and two together, but the number three is wholesomeness. It's like the past, present, and future. It's putting the entire picture together, right? So, and accepting and being accepting of that, right? And not judging it, and just being like, okay, like that was handed to me. Okay, the Hamza was like, this was all handed to me. This was all karmic. This was all, I had to deal with all of this for me to kind of push forward. And again, you did the last pushing forward of like that final, like, just get to the fucking finish line already, like that type of thing. Maybe that's why you needed water, because you were like fucking super running towards this finish line, and you needed fucking water as you were running towards it, because you're just like, yo, this is the last I can do out of my marathon. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being like, in terms of handling life as like, you know, the single strong person that you are. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, okay, now I really do realize that help is, thank God, on its way, but help is really needed. You know what I'm saying? And by all people, like, we all need to help each other out. It's not, you know, just the strong people that need help or whatever, or you know, even the weak people need help. But I'm just saying the strong people really fucking need help, because they're the ones that are really putting in the effort. And the weak people is like, okay, like they just need a little bit more maturing. But we're all good, right? Like, I'm not trying to say, because actually, okay, let me hold up for a second, because there's no such thing as weak people. There's just such thing as people who choose the side of being victim, or choosing the side of being a victim in a certain scenario or situation, okay? So I want to say the people that side with strength, because everybody has strengths and weaknesses, right? And no one is better than anybody else. It's just that who has actually been honest with their heart to become wholesome enough to really accept that they have weaknesses, they have strengths, they have insecurities, and they have securities, right? So it's like who has been honest enough with themselves to reveal that shit to themselves, and who is filled with humility enough to share that with others, so that they can actually free themselves from shaming themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like so the thing is, it's like humility is a release, okay? So I'm going to end on that note, guys. Definitely drink water and watch comedy today for sure, because you gotta and maybe a rom-com would be actually pretty fucking cool, because we have the lovers card, so you know, it would kind of it would blend both worlds very well, and it'll also help rebalance you into Hamza. It's so funny. I like, as I'm shuffling, I'm like, I knew this was the Hamza, because the fact that I saw a green card, I'm like, it's the Hamza, and it ended up being the Hamza. It's so funny. So yeah, so that's basically, that's my suggestion to you. Rom-com would be hilarious to watch, even though, you know, if you're like a guy and you're not into that. I just feel like a rom-com would be even good for guys' hearts, you know, the divine masculine heart. Like, maybe it needs it just to kind of hold on to the dreaming aspect of it. Like, yo, your dreams are coming in, buddies. So, you know, um, yeah, there's really nothing to worry about. I'm like so grateful for, again, Hamsa popped up, guys. You can't even make this shit up. This is amazing. So yeah, it's like the hand of the God is in all of this. Okay, he's creating this change and this growth for you. And you know, the shitstorm was real, not gonna lie. It was fucking really real, but it was also to test both people. And I don't like using the test word, but it's basically, because I can't think of anything else right now. I don't want to think, I want to flow. Um, it's basically just, you know, just coming to see, just to basically, I want to say gauge, okay, gauge where these two people are at, to see if, like, you know, the God made a good match. um will they stick to what they believe in, even throughout, you know, even throughout them, like before, during, and after them having met, right? So it's basically seeing like how solid of a foundation, you know, did these people fucking really put into place to be worthy of, you know, the meat. And so that they can know that when they do actually meet a physical sense, they're going to be extra better than they ever thought, right? Because both are kind of solid in their believing foundations of, you know, what is possible. So super huge. We got to breathe to that. Also keep breathing. All right. That's what's going to get you through it. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to end it here. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Thank you so much for sticking around. And also, what a beautiful reading. I'm really so appreciative of it. And not going to lie, I'm going to be back on tomorrow again. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be back on here. I'm just trying to think if there's something else. Yeah, okay. So tomorrow, basically, just feel free to look forward to and get excited about the aspect of our lives, which we're going to be going over, which is the past lives, ancestors, soul fam, angelic realm, and just, yeah, just all of that jazz. That's gonna be tomorrow. So yeah, well, I'm super excited because they were super, I'm telling you, they were super powerful today. So tomorrow, it being their day, I'm excited to see what magical miracles, you know, that type of answered prayers they're going to be bringing in. And it has a lot to do with this, guys. That's all I got to say. So I'm super excited. Also this, actually, even, but definitely feeling, because I feel like, again, this was more earlier today, like during the day, and this is more night into tomorrow. So, you know, and since I'm all about flow, there's a flow to this. So I'm super excited to see what happens. And tomorrow is a Tuesday, which is an infinity day. Exciting. All right. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Oh, infinity meaning we're going to go over what I just said, but also wealth, power, and empowerment. So it's going to be amazing. Mwah!